Welcome, 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 man. Tonight we're going to be talking about how to terminate child support. We're talking about how to terminate child support. A lot of people are going through child support situations, and this is not for y'all women. So don't start chewing me out. This is not just for somebody who don't take care of their children, but there's a lot of people out there, women and men, who are being manipulated by the system. Who, no matter how hard they try, I talk to people every day. No matter what they do, how hard they try, people not allowing them to see their children. They loving their kids, and they're not allowing them to see them because of monetary reasons. They can't because they won't send the lady, or the lady won't send her ex-husband or whatever a certain amount of money. Now they use the children to manipulate the situation, which is a form of witchcraft. Any type of manipulation is witchcraft. So we started doing this, you know, um, selling the paperwork, because it's $4,200 to fight a case. It's $4,200 to fight a case. So instead of doing that, $99 you can get the paperwork and fight your own case. I mean, a lot of people just don't want to do anything for themselves. If they had to survive by pulling themselves out of the river, they wouldn't pull the rope. So some people just don't want to study. They don't want to study to show thyself approved. They don't want to do any other work for themselves. They just want you to do it for them, but they don't want to pay. So we started giving the paperwork as far as selling it for $99. If you subscribe to the YouTube page, it's going to be $75 plus you show that you subscribe. So, and you get all the paperwork. The paperwork that is for if you lost your license, the paperwork for if you lost your passport, the paperwork for if you try to get off of child support. All of these things are going to be discussed in the podcast, the Godcast, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, of how to get over these systems. You got to remember, they will easily, uh, easily, and I do mean easily, allow you to drop it. If you pay $1,000 a month, they'll try to come in and get you to pay $500 a month, because I would rather you drop the child support than for you to terminate it completely. So they'll always allow you to drop it, to lower it, but they're not going to want you to terminate it. So they're going to give you hell on wheels. If they find out you're going to terminate it, they'll come in and try to pull your driver license, scare you with your passport being, going as your wages, whatever, 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 because of the fact that you plan on dropping, the child support or whatever it is. So with that being said, we're going to teach you how to go through the system, how to fight the system, what paperwork to file, what to expect, what to look for, the whole 9 yards, based on the child support system. I could sell it to you all day long for 40, like I said, $4,200. But I want you to know how to do it for yourself, because it's a long, drawn out process. This process is going to take you probably anywhere from 6 months all the way to 2 years. It takes from 6 months to 2 years. So this is not an easy process. You're gonna send out paperwork, and they're gonna pretend like they didn't get it. Now remember, you sent out paperwork. It probably took 20 days for them to get to them, depending on how you sent it. They got 45 days to respond based on when the postal said they got it. Now, 45 days to respond. Now you're already a month and a half in, 2 months almost in, just for them to say they haven't received anything, or the package was empty, or whatever. So now you do the same thing. You mail it off again and get it to them. So now you're 3, 4 months in, and they finally getting your package. And in the process of getting your package, now they got to respond to you, which they're going to respond to you in a way that you don't like. They're going to respond to you telling you that a denial letter, basically. So you're 3, 4 months in, you just to get your first denial letter. So I'm saying all to say is that there's things about child support that we're going to be talking about tomorrow night, and y'all can ask questions now if you want. But tomorrow night, that's going to go into in-depth detail about child support. Fathers are actually taking care of their kids. Amen. A lot of fathers are taking care of their kids, uh, but the mothers don't want to allow them, is what somebody said. So you got to make sure that, like I tell people, when we do help them, make sure you're one of those fathers that take care of your children, man. And I don't mean money. You ain't got to have the bag, man. I'm so sick of people, these women wanting the bag. You don't have to have the bag. Just take care of your children. Spend time with them. Screw what she talking about, needing this money, that money. Yes, it does take money to take care of a child. Yes, it does. They are not free. But at the same time, if you are one of the good mothers that are not putting your child on child support, and you and the father is trying your best to go through the process, then I understand you getting upset and mad because he's not doing what he's supposed to do. But if you're getting food stamp and welfare and all these things from the government, and you're getting child support, then you can give him some slack. I'm not saying it's okay. No, you don't misquote me, but you can give him some slack uh, about the helping you 100% because you're already getting 70% from the government. So we finna cut to commercial, because we got to pay these bills. But I will say that y'all need to be on your p's and q's about cutting each other some slack, and that's both of y'all, father and mother, because we gotta. It takes two to make it for that child's sake. Y'all be blessed, man, and y'all gonna tune in to the next segment. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Ascal Terry Henry, man, and I went out to Beaumont, Texas, man, starting the business from ground up, making $20,000 a month in 90 days or less. You only can find it on YouTube, man. Subscribe.
A Terry Henry Foundation repair company, now servicing Texas and Louisiana.
This just in, a Little People construction and foundation repair company is taking Texas and Louisiana by storm.
Yes, you're right, Tom. Andrew here with Channel 7 and Al's Crudos et al. From foundation repair to trash pickup, they even do construction. I even like the little jingle. So call
Terry Henry Foundation Repair. Call us today.
If you ain't even gonna be responsible enough as an adult to take care of your child. You know what I'm saying? What the mother or the father got going on in life ain't got nothing to do with you. If y'all broke up, whoop to do. That ain't no class action lawsuit for you to go kill that mother or that father. That ain't no class action lawsuit for you to say blank those children. You know what I'm saying? What you and the mother got going on ain't got nothing to do. That's what you call a sorry individual. You are a sorry man, you're a sorry woman because you want to cancel your kids out, your seed, because of what's going on. Like I said earlier, whoop to do. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with seeing that woman having another man. Think about it this way. If you see her with another man, he already sleeping with her, so you might as well let her go. If you see him with another woman, the woman is already sleeping with him. It ain't like they ain't touching each other, so you might as well let it go. Get it out your mind and let it go. You all angry and upset like this is your property. Well, your property done been tampered with already. Your property done been diluted. Your property done been trampled over. It's no longer your property. That's your ex property. So those kids are your property. Now, this is not for everybody. Some people, I will say this, it is not their fault. I've seen this. I deal with this on many occasions. Some people, specifically, the woman will not let you see the kid. Some people, it ain't always the man don't want to see the kid. The man, or the woman will not let you see the kid. I got a lady right now where the man will not let her see her kids because he has the sole custody of the children. And while they going to court, you know what I'm saying, they're doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And this is not for you to use your baby mama or your baby daddy or your ex as a bank. It's not the banking system. If you want money that bad, go find a job. You want you some money that bad, go apply for 2 jobs or 3 jobs or whatever you got to do, go to school. But this is not the banking system. From what my knowledge of the system and fighting this thing is, from what I'm told and what I know, you don't even get all that money anyway. He pays $1,000 of child support. You be lucky if you get 6, because you remember you got fees. You got the system that's going to charge you. You got child support for food stamp, Medicare, Medicaid. You got all of these different things that's going on that going to be charging you fees that you got to pay. That stuff ain't free. Somebody got to pay it. Tax dollars. The system has been rigged to take money from your kids and to make money off your children. It's been rigged. So you ain't nothing but a cash cow. You a cash cow. You are an opportunity for them. That's why when I tell people, they will work with you to easily get you off of child support as far as manipulating the system to drop the charges to half for you, because I would prefer you to pay 50% of what you crying about now than to be terminated completely. Instead of paying $1,000, I would rather you pay $500 for 18 years than for you to get terminated off because you're fighting to get off of child support. So yeah, I know this is not gonna be a message that's really liked and go over very well. Trust me, I ain't stupid. But the bottom line is we have to get to a place where we're gonna not only, as a man of God, I can't tell you just to get off of child support and not give you the repercussions of it. No, I'm gonna tell you get off of child support, but at the same time, these papers are not for deadbeat dads and deadbeat moms. I've been in I want to do a real podcast and I want to really talk to y'all. I've been in the streets. I've been in the streets. And being in the streets, uh, I've had women in the past, and they'll drop their children off to anybody's house just to go on a date with a guy. They would put what's that stuff they put care syrup or whatever that is in their children's bottles to put them to sleep, just so they can spend time with a guy. They will manipulate their children and abuse their children just to spend time and have that encounter with that guy or with that woman. So I've been in the streets. You can't lie to me and tell me anything. So everybody is not good mothers and good fathers. So this program to get off of child support is not for the weak. It's not for good mothers and good fathers. We don't support deadbeat men, and women are not to be walked on in the park. But at the same time, we don't support deadbeat women either. So it's kind of like a catch-22. I don't get involved in your life and what you got going on. You know if you're a deadbeat or not. You know if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do with your children. You know if you ain't supposed to do what you do with your woman. A lot of you tell that woman one thing and do another. That's why it's so hard for her to trust you to get off of child support, because you literally can sign papers and go down to the child support office, and it's still a fighting battle. It takes anywhere from 6 months to 9 months to get off. But that's the fastest way to get off and the easiest way to get off without paying money and without spending all the time wasting letters and all that. You can go together and get off of child support. All she got to do is sign a power of attorney. You sign your paperwork, and y'all get off of child support. You know what I'm saying? Because of the law. But the problem is the lies. The greatest thing in the Bible, the Holy Scriptures, that talks about more than any other sin is liars. It says all liars will have their part in the lake of fire. So the greatest thing about the Scriptures, in all sin, is many sins, but lies were spoken about more because it's so easy to tell a lie. Some of you will tell that woman, "I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Don't worry. Little Timmy, what time is this football game? I'm gonna be there." No show, because a woman got your attention more than your own child. Uh, some of y'all, man, parent-teacher conference. You're supposed to be at your kid's school. No show. Or you show up late. Now you can treat the white man, and I'm not throwing the white man under the bus, but I'm saying I'm using that for a job. You treat the white man with more respect than you treat your own blood. You'll show up on that job because you know you're gonna get fired if you don't be there at 9 o'clock, and he'll tell you better clock in early. Otherwise, you're gonna be considered late, and you may get banned from that job. You'll show up on time for that white man job, but you won't even show up for your own child and being a prompt parent or a prompt person in the household. The dynamics of a single household is astounding. Astounding. I don't know if y'all know it, but it's like 27 women to one man right now. That's how many men. And we're not even talking about men in prison. We ain't even talking about gay men who just want to be eunuchs, who don't want women. We talking about just the men regard. That's why women now, if you notice, the scripture has been so profound in teaching about the last days. And it says that in the last days will be of the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because right now, women are so, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but they're so hurt with how life is, they're willing to do polygamy now. I get approached with stuff like that. They're willing to share you now. I remember it was a time where, man, you couldn't ask a black woman to share. Man, they'll kill you. Now they're doing it with ease. It's like the norm now. They know they can't get a good man, especially a six-figure or seven-figure man. So they willing to share you. If I just could have this man, if I just could have a child with this man, if I could just, you know what I'm saying, just show this man off, even if it's one day a week, they willing to put down their pride and do whatever it takes to do this. A lot of men have demented ideas of what the household is by sinning. They do. I deal with a lot of guys. They got guys that call me all the time. And yes, I'm talking to you. I know y'all watching. They call me all the time. Man, I've been knowing someone for years. And every time they call me, they talking about women. It's always the woman, the woman, the woman. But what they don't realize, let me ask y'all something. I'm like the Kevin Samuels of this thing now. How many of y'all brothers got y'all stuff together? Y'all don't own no houses. Y'all don't own no cars. Y'all don't have no decent jobs. Y'all staying with somebody. Y'all cheating. Y'all gambling. Y'all got lustful spirits. You got all these things going on. You don't take care of your children the way you're supposed to. Like the list goes on and on. Some of you ain't clean. I done counseled people where the woman said the man don't even take baths. I gotta fuss him about taking a bath. He take a bath once a week, once every 2 weeks. Some of you just nasty. And then you want to get mad at the one, well, she don't listen. She ain't obedient. She don't want to do what I say do. She want to fight back. She argumentative. Well, you're not a good leader. If you would lead well, the Bible says, man, Second Timothy, man. I wish I had my scripture here, but I don't. But Second Timothy, man, it says that a man that leadeth his house well. A lot of you men do not lead well. That's why the woman don't want to follow you. You're mad at her saying that she's argumentative and she want to fuss and fight and she don't want to listen to you. But she is doing better now that you're gone than she did when you was with her. She struggled more when you was there. You know why? Because she had to take care of you like another child. I ain't talking about just financially, mentally. The mental strain that you may have put on this woman is more than any hurt you could have did by cheating, by your lustful spirit. Just a mental strain. She got to think for you. You know how many men I deal with on a regular basis that's always saying, man, let me talk to the boss. Let me talk to the boss. They can't even think for themselves. They can't even press go. They can't press the button that says go. It's always the women raising grown men. The women, I call them, my favorite word for that is called munchkins. Y'all watch Wizard of Oz before. If y'all didn't, go look at the Wizard of Oz. These were grown people in Munchkin land in childlike characteristics. They're still children. The Bible said, the poor you have what you always. I spoke about this today. Poor spirited, poor minded, not going nowhere. Got excuses of why I can't succeed. The white man holding me down, the Mexican holding me down. Everybody holding you down except yourself. Don't ever look in the mirror. Poor-minded people. So now they want to find somebody else to blame. It's always looking for somebody else to blame for what they got going on. You know, always. It's always going to be a problem in life. That's a narcissistic, but you know, the women use that word out of term. They just call everybody narcissist. But before that word was ever in existence, it was called the Antichrist spirit. Before the Illuminati was ever in existence, it was called the Antichrist spirit. That's basically what it is. I go by the scripture, the Antichrist spirit, man. You know, we got to pay bills, so we're going to go on commercial, but we're going to answer some of these questions, and y'all tune into the next podcast. Welcome. This is Ask Terry Henry, man, and I went out to Beaumont, Texas, man, starting the business from ground up, making $20,000 a month in 90 days or less. You only can find it on YouTube, man. Subscribe.
A Terry Henry Foundation repair company, now servicing Texas and Louisiana.
This just in, a Little People construction and foundation repair company is taking Texas and Louisiana by storm.
Yes, you're right, Tom. Andrew here with Channel 7 and Al's Crudos et al. From foundation repair to trash pickup, they even do construction. I even like the little jingle, so call
Terry Henry Foundation Repair. Call us today.
Okay, now let's talk about the effect on the children. Well, I think that a lot of y'all don't see the big picture. Some of you, I don't understand how you don't see the big picture, being that y'all grew up without a father and a mother. I grew up without a father and a mother my own self. So I don't understand how you don't see it. You know, growing up without a father, when we had parent-teacher conferences at school, a lot of times I was crying, tears, because I would see the father or the mother with the the kid at school, and yet I don't have mine there. So I'll be crying a lot of time. I didn't show nobody. I didn't tell nobody. But a lot of time at nighttime, you're crying and you're going through things mentally. The child, you fine. You angry. You living out of anger. The child living out emotion. That things that childhood trauma. That child, that's that same trauma that they're gonna grow up and try to marry a woman with one day. That same trauma that they're gonna grow up and try to marry a man one day. All of these childhood trauma, not including the other traumas that come about where the uncle is trying to molest the kid, or where the child they have to deal with emotional trauma from the mom being disrespectful, and then watching their moms having this man and that man coming in and out of the house as a kid and can't do nothing about it. So it's a lot of added trauma that go into these children's lives, on top of the fact that you and that mom or the mom and the husband want to break up. The breakup alone is traumatic. And now you done broke up, and now on top of breaking up, you want to hate each other and not see the child, not put up with the child. I'm not gonna take you fishing. Your mama don't act right. Your mom, and then you start talking about each other with the child as if the child don't have love for both of y'all. Emotional trauma from childhood that later on relates into their marriage. And then you wonder why half of the people that I'm talking to right now is all screwed up, because you took all the childhood trauma that you had, and now you got married and you brought that childhood trauma into your marriage. That's why I say a lot of y'all women, the women, is raising little boys or raising their second sons or their third sons. Because I've been there and I can speak clearly about it. I've been married 22 years. I can speak clearly about that. Okay. The thing about it is that a lot of people, men, they get angry for every little thing. I know because I talk to men every day, all day. They angry for every little thing. You know what I'm saying? If she didn't do something right, if she forgot their birthday. Now, his job is just to provide and bring some food to the house. Her job is to take care of the kids. She got to make sure the house is clean. She got to do this. She got to do that. She gotta smile when she don't want to smile. She gotta laugh at your corny jokes. She gotta do everything. But as soon as she do something wrong, you want to kill her or chastise her. Or she ain't good. And it trickles down into the children. So ultimately it goes into the fact that this woman is raising another child. She's raising another baby because you're angry. I had to learn. 22 years of marriage, I can tell you some things. I had to learn to control myself, control my temperament, control my anger, control my mental anguish, control my issues. I had to learn these things. These was a learned effect because I did not want to be poor-minded and poor-spirited. I wanted to be able to be a learn. I want to be assets. Some of you all complaining, why you need counseling before your marriage, for your childhood trauma. Some of you don't need marriage counseling. You need counseling for yourself. Some of you crazy. And then you go into a marriage crazy, and then you expect this woman to just accept it or this man to just accept it. No. I got people I know right now. I'm not gonna call their name online, but I talk to these people on a regular. Married, and every chance you get up, the wife is calling and blowing them up. I'm talking about they can't even go to work without her thinking that he's cheating. Can't even go to work. I hear somebody in the background. Put me on FaceTime. Let me see. Like, these things is ridiculous, man. And y'all find yourself with these type of people, man. You better let them go. Let them go. Keep the peace, whatever you got to do, because it done got to the point now where it's ridiculous. If I had to talk every doggone 5 minutes to my wife because she think I'm doing something, man, she wouldn't be my wife long. Like, seriously, that's ridiculous. So we got to get to the point now where we be grown up about everything. If you're not going to be a grown up, I'm going to be a grown up. If you're going to lie to my kids and say something, I'm not going to lie to my kids. I'm not going to play tiffy tat. And now because you're saying bad things about me, I'm going to tell my kids bad thing about you. Man, I'm a grown up. When I became grown, I put away childish things, what the Bible says, Book of Proverbs. So I became grown and I put away the childish things. I'm not going to, because I'm going to tell you like this, man. I'm going to keep it 100% honest with y'all. The child going to see the truth. The child is not dumb. I don't know why y'all think y'all children are dumb. The child going to know. I done seen it happen time and time again while counseling people in the church house. The child come in and now the child is 18 or 19 and want to talk to me. Pastor, this is what's going on. I know my mom is a hypocrite. She's in church shouting. She's doing this. I know my dad is a hypocrite. He does this and this, and every time we go somewhere, he's cussing. Now he looking at every woman. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna affect all you men right now. Uh, the first hero that your child, that your little girl will ever see is you. So the reason why a lot of you children are whores, the little girls, is because they watching daddy. You are the example that they're looking at as a man. So if you're always looking at a woman, she see that. She ain't stupid. She looking at daddy. A woman pass you. You trying to act like you ain't looking, but every woman. Now, she's looking at, okay, that's my dad. Man, I love my daddy. He's a good man. If he's attracted to these type of women, then maybe that's the type of woman I need to be. Screw the mama. The dad is the hero. So if my hero is looking at whores, maybe I should be a whore, and I can catch me a hero like my dad. Some of you all turn your own children into prostitutes. We don't want to talk about that. Some of you do so much wrong that it falls upon your children. And now you got women, on the other hand, that's raising kids without a father, trying to be mom and dad. My mama made the same mistake. All you heard was, I'm your daddy and your mama. That is the most stupidest thing I ever heard in my life, because you cannot be dad and mama. You only mama. And be a good mama and dad. Be the best mama you know how to be, but you'll never be mom and dad, because there's attributes in a man that God has placed upon him that a mother can never fulfill, and vice versa. There's things in a woman that God has placed in her that a man can never fulfill. That's why two parents are necessary. I didn't say two-parent household. Two parents are necessary. But if you're too busy putting them on child support or putting on child support, and he's too busy fighting you and angry because of the child and being on child support, and the child suffers, then who win? Y'all neither one to win. It's an old saying, and y'all done heard it, that says that everybody lose when the family, the disputes or whatever. When you're having a family, everybody lose because the child loses. We got to get to the point where we be bigger than the norm. The child loses. As a child, how do you deal with the absence of a father when you want to be a man? That's serious. You want to be a man, and now you lash out. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I can only speak for me, okay? I didn't have a father, but I had a brother that was like my father, my big brother, okay? When I was 12 years old, my big brother, and this is a whole spiritual thing. It would take too long to explain it, but my big brother used to get on my behind like a dad. He didn't allow me to do nothing. I was doing good in school and the whole 9 yards. Well, at 12 years old, my big brother got murdered. Okay, he got gunned down, and he happened to die in my arms. Okay, that's a true story. Okay, a demon jumped to me from that point on. And I became, just like y'all call these little dudes on demon time, I was on demon time. I was carrying a gun by the time I was 15. I was shooting up places. I was acting a complete idiot because I was angry at God. I was angry at the world. I was angry at my mom. I was angry at everybody in life. If you breed wrong, I wanted war. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, a lot of these kids you calling demons, and they're demon time and they YNs. No, you giving a name to a devil that that shouldn't even exist in their lives. If you treated them like young men and gave them love and respect, you'd be surprised at that YN that would really be an excellent young man, and you could possibly speak life into him. The Bible says life and tongue is in the power, life and death is in the power of a tongue. Your life or the death you speak by calling them a YN and making laugh, man, them YNs crazy. Man, them YNs will shoot up stuff. You ain't doing nothing but speaking death into him. You're putting a curse upon his life when you could be speaking life. That young man probably don't need nothing but for you to just say, man, I love you, man. I know you don't have a daddy. I'm not trying to be your daddy. Whatever you're going through, man, I love you, man. And I know you can make it, man. You're a bright young man. You'd be surprised at what you can do if you supply yourself. Simple little things like affirmations, words of encouragement could change his whole entire life, man. We just want to be loved. Now, the mother is trying to raise him. He's angry because the father in his life. He's angry because the society is against him. The police is against him. He done lost his girlfriend. I mean, it's over and over and over. And you wonder why he's so angry, why he's ready to kill. And these video games and the music that they're playing now, and everything is being soaked into his mind. So now they got so much to fight now that you don't have an opportunity to be fighting this woman or this man because you have to live for your child now. It's mandatory for you to live for your child now. We go to commercial, man. We got to pay bills, man, like I always say, but wait for the next one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Ask Terry Henry, man, and I went out to Beaumont, Texas, man, starting the business from ground up, making $20,000 a month in 90 days or less. You only can find it on YouTube, man. Subscribe.
A Terry Henry Foundation repair company, now servicing Texas and Louisiana.
This just in. A Little People construction and foundation repair company is taking Texas and Louisiana by storm.
Yes, you're right, Tom. Andrew here with Channel 7 and Al's Crudos et al. From foundation repair to trash pickup, they even do construction. I even like the little jingle, so call
Terry Henry Foundation Repair. Call us today.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We back at it, man. So, like I was saying, man, we got so much effects on the children. There's so much effects on the children that y'all don't even recognize, man. Y'all don't even realize the effects that you put on your kids. We're too busy arguing that the kids now have problems. The kids now have ADHD because they're nervous and they're jumpers. A lot of y'all them that had fights, y'all them fight, and now the kid is growing up with all kind of trauma and jumping, and every time they see something, you swear they got what is that you catch when you go to the army? You swear they got ADHD, not ADHD, PTSD, because they done seen mama and daddy fighting so much. So now if they sitting still and somebody pop of some gum, they swear up and down, they get nervous. I mean, it's crazy at the effects that you can put on your children, man. It don't stop. It's a constant effect with your children. It starts from birth. Some of you all are fighting and arguing, and the baby, like I said, one of the guys we representing, the baby is not even born yet. That's the crazy thing. They're arguing, the baby's not even born yet. Now the baby is going to be born, and the crazy thing, I'm gonna just go here with it. The craziest thing about it is, I've seen the baby's not even born yet. The woman tells the man that she's pregnant. He hollers, "It ain't mine." And yada yada yada. They fight, they fuss, the baby don't have a father for 2-3 years. And then he finally sees a child just to recognize the child is identical to him. So 3 years of his life, the baby didn't have a father and was disowned by the father. Now the father want to come into the child's life, and the baby has all kind of trauma from, even though it's 3 years old, all kind of trauma, is all messed up, on top of the fact that the child has developed generational curses. I mean, it's so many things that can go wrong here. That's why we have to get along to take care of this child. The child is full of generational curses now. It's fighting demons that it don't even understand. He don't even understand why he's fighting what he fight. He don't understand why he at 8 years old he has a problem with lust, because daddy was a luster. He don't understand why he has a problem with masturbation. He's starting to masturbate at 9 and 10, 11 years old because mama was a masturbator. I know y'all don't want to hear it because y'all love y'all mama so much, but it don't negate mama from sin. Mama was a sinner also. Mama, the same women you see twerking and popping it right now, they did it back then. That's why they fought Luke when Luke was trying to come out with that video about the Black Bike Week, or whatever they used to have, Freaknik. And all those women from back then when they were young was trying to sue him because they didn't want that video to come out. There's a lot of things we done, even myself as a child, that we ain't proud of. A lot of things I did that I would be too embarrassed to admit. Coming up, we did a lot of things. And and it's funny because we do a lot of things bad, and as soon as somebody else do something, we want to point the finger. I heard so many people talking about R. Kelly and B. Diddy. They even got the saying now. I just finished talking to one of my guys, and he said they say no Diddy. I don't find nothing funny about it, because if they looked at you, they probably would say no George. Yeah, P. Diddy did something with a girl, Cassidy, and baby all and all that. But how many of y'all tried to molest your own nieces? How many of y'all try to touch your own kids? How many of y'all was lusting over your own cousins? Trust me, I've seen it. And I counseled many people. How many of y'all was lusting over your own mothers? There's mothers that walk around naked in front of their children. There's mothers that treat their sons like their husbands. Trust me, all of these things go on. The son, you swear the son is the husband. Every time you look up, she's dependent on the son. I know it because my mama treated us like that. And I'm not talking in a sexual way, but she expected us. My mama didn't have a man, never had a man, never seen a man. You know why? Because she had 6 sons and she swore up and down we was her husband. We had to give her money. If she needed something, we had to give it to her. We didn't ask. We gave it to her. We went out, we hustled, we sold dope, we robbed, we did whatever it took because guess what? We were her husbands. That's why she never got married. That's why she never looked at a man because we were her husbands. And a lot of women now then put themselves into that category because why? Because they done got to the point in their mind, look, I know I ain't gonna get no man. I got all these old bad demon kids. The kids don't listen to me. So I know ain't no man gonna want to come take care of no kid. They make up all kind of scenarios in their head of why it won't work and how it won't work. And so, okay, forget it. I'm not gonna worry about no man. My child is my man. I done heard people say it. They done came counseling. Oh, I got 3 men at home. They talk about their 3 sons. So they calling their sons their men. Their sons have became their husbands. Oh, I ain't got time for no man. I'm a shoot. My sons, my kids keep up my life. Yeah, I know you do. The Bible says that it was not good for a man to be alone, or a woman to be. He said that God said, I've made the woman for the man and the man for the woman. So you can't tell me you're having a perfect life and you are happy about not being with a man or not being with a woman. You a lie. There's no truth in it because you was designed for the man and the man was designed for the woman. So I know it. What you do when you got sexual desires, what you gonna beat your meat your whole life, fantasizing, which is a sin. It's all a sin. Masturbation is a sin. We can go into detail with that, but I do that on Sunday when I'm preaching. So masturbation is a sin. You're lusting over something that ain't your. How do you know that woman you're lusting over is not married? You don't know. People didn't think I was married for many years because I don't wear a ring. We don't do it because of holiness. We don't wear jewelry. Does that mean I'm not married? No, 22 years I'm married. I just don't wear jewelry. You don't see no chains in my neck or nothing. That don't mean I'm married. A lot of them people on TV, they don't produce it because once you know they're married, they lose followers, they lose fans. So they don't promote their marriage. They just promote that this is what it is. You ask them if they're married, they laugh about it, but they never answer yeah or nay. And you're lusting over somebody's wife. You're lusting over somebody's boyfriend. You're lusting over somebody's fiance. You're lusting over, it's a lustful factor that we're dealing with instead of focusing on the children. I keep bringing it back to this because we're going to be talking about child support in a much deep detail. Like right now, I'm just talking on live but the child support is going to be, it's so much we need to go into detail with the paperwork and how to file the paperwork and what to do with the paperwork. All of these things is a major factor. You know what I'm saying? Of how you can't just take paperwork and mail it in. You need to know how to mail it in. You need to know what to do with it. You want to get off of child support? Now I'm telling you what I say about not doing deadbeats, but at the same time, I don't know who's a deadbeat and who's not. Only you know that. Now, if you done lied to yourself and told yourself you're not when you is, that's between you and God. But I'm just saying I don't support deadbeats. Now, however you do it, you do it. But I do try to help everybody who truly love their kids, truly want to be with their children, and are having a problem with the system or having a problem with a significant other that don't want them to be around their children or whatever. And then, go into that detail. Was somebody asking the questions, brother? Okay. So we definitely want to know. If y'all got any questions, hey, ask the questions now. I'm telling you, the best time to ask them is while I'm on live or while I'm on the podcast. The best time to ask the question. So because it's free. Otherwise, you ask the question outside of this, it's $100 consultation fee because people call me all day long outside of the podcast or outside of me streaming. So what I want to say is try to do better. Try to do as much as you can for your children. I know it's hard. Trust me, I got an attitude sometimes too. Dealing with these women or dealing with these men, I know it's hard, man. You want to stop the mess out of them, man. You biting your lip, your tongue, and your eyes are squinching. But if for the life of the child, If I gotta bite my tongue just to have time with my children, I'm fine with that. I thank y'all for being here at the podcast, man. And you go subscribe, man. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, man, the Godcast channel, and subscribe to my Twitch at Ask Al Terry Henry. You know, subscribe to the Instagram, subscribe to my Facebook, man, because everything we doing something, man. We passing money out, we giving gifts, we doing the whole 9 yards, man. And we loving our people, giving them game and trying to elevate us, man. Let's do this thing, man. Y'all be blessed.